Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare with your children being raised by someone else? With our free information, you can lead a less stressful life, work from home, and start earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom41.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom41.com. Freedom41.com. And start earning great money as soon as next week.
All right, well, this is normally the celebrity guest segment on the show, and they haven't given me any notes about anybody, but I see the celebrity phone is lighting up, so let's see who it is. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, this is Clay Aiken. How are you?
Oh, hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm sitting here getting ready for the finale of Celebrity Apprentice, and I wanted to call and thank you, I guess, for voting and being so supportive, but I'm confused. What phone number are you calling? There isn't a phone number.
No, see, that's the thing. Now, I've been encouraging everybody, just for those who aren't caught up to speed with this, I've been encouraging everybody to vote for Clay this season, and it just seems like we're really making ground here. We're really making headway on having Clay win the show. So, I don't know. I think we've just been giving random NBC phone numbers, but either way, it seems to have paid off, Clay.
Hopefully that works for me.
But, I mean, we've got you on the line. Let's talk about this season of Celebrity Apprentice then. I mean, the players were, I don't even know the way to describe it, ruthless this year. I was nervous for you guys, and I was just sitting at home watching the show. So tell me what it was like going through it.
It was pretty ruthless. It was sort of a strange psychological experiment when it throughout all of it. It's very different than my last competition on TV, where I had to just kind of do the best I could do. On Apprentice, you have to do the best you can do, and you've got people trying to trip you up along the way, which is not something I was used to on Idol. So, and there's a lot more strong personalities on this show, and it's very personality based. Idol's just performance based. So, I think one of the biggest challenges is not really doing the task so much as it is dealing with different personalities.
Now, we've chatted with a bunch of your fellow contestants throughout the season, and most of them said that you surprised them, and they meant it in a good way, of course, but you surprised them the most. Why do you think they underestimated you?
I haven't done much in the past 9 years other than sing or do, a quick interview here or there, so I don't think people have probably not gotten a chance to see my personality, I guess, if I had to guess what the issue is. And so I think doing this show was an opportunity for me to kind of get people to see who I really am and know my personality and know that I can string 3 sentences together and form a paragraph and be relatively intelligent with it.
Now, let me ask you the same thing, though. So who surprised you? Going into the competition, were you expecting someone to be different than they actually were?
A lot of people. There were plenty who I wasn't familiar with other than just their work. I think the biggest surprise is probably Lisa Lampanelli. She is known for being a mean comic only. I will not venture to argue that she doesn't come across a little bit mean on the show, or she does. But I will say no one that I knew who knew her would ever have guessed that she is as smart as she is. I mean, she went to Harvard, she is creative, she's a wonderful writer, and she's a very hard worker, and that surprised me probably the most.
And she's quite a crier.
She's not afraid to show her emotions.
No. Now, a lot of people said that your defining moment was when you stood up to Penn Jillette, and some are saying that that's when you really started playing the game. So what brought that out? Why did you decide to speak out then? Let's go back to that moment.
Oh, that's certainly not when I started playing the game. I think the most important, 85% of success in life is paying attention. And so I was playing the game from day one, by far, definitely. But I had not chosen to play my cards, and I think in the first week, the second week, I was doing my best to observe people and figure out what their strengths were, what their weaknesses were, what their value to the team was. The person who I would say I knew, would be the biggest competition. The person who was the biggest threat to me was Penn. Penn's incredibly intelligent. He's brilliant. He's creative. He's got a mind that I don't even know how to, he's a genius. He's certifiably a genius.
All right, we've got to get back to the music. Clay Aiken's going to sit tight, our surprise guest. More with him when we come back.
Today's best music with Jeremy Bradley.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare with your children being raised by someone else? With our free information, you can lead a less stressful life, work from home, and start earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom41.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom41.com. Freedom41.com. And start earning great money as soon as next week.
Clay Aiken from Celebrity Apprentice is joining us on the line. Another player that everybody is buzzing about is Aubrey O'Day. Tell me your thoughts as a player. I actually love the way she played the game, but going through the process with her...
I've lost a lot of respect for you, right? I mean, I honestly, I don't know how... I don't have much respect for the way she played it. I think Aubrey is a intelligent, very smart girl. She's the most creative person on the show. But you don't... I chose not to. I think Arsenio chose not to. I think most people chose not to play the game in a way where they were nice to a person's face and then talking crap about them behind the back. And I think that the reason that Aubrey got fired and didn't make the finals, even though she deserved to, if it were only based on intelligence and creativity, she deserved to. The reason she didn't is because in business, you don't get ahead by making everybody hate you.
So who was the hardest to work with then? Would it be Aubrey?
I think there are probably few people on the show, with the exception of maybe Lisa, and I don't even know what Lisa's answer would be, who would not say Aubrey was the hardest person to work with.
What about Diana, though? Like, from the sidelines, when you're seeing her, when she was on, with the women's team, and do you think that she was given a fair chance? Because a lot was made about her accent and sort of the language barrier. Is that just... I mean, what did you take from that?
It wasn't a language barrier. Diana speaks 7 languages. She speaks English almost better than I do. Diana's issue was that a lot of these tasks require 3 people to pull them off, and yet you have 6. And knowing how to insert yourself into the situation, and again, adapt to work with the people around you, is difficult. And for Diana, I think she believed, and Lisa really went about it, I think, the way I wouldn't have. But for Diana, Lisa believed that Diana always needed to be on stage, and that was not necessarily the case. What was, I think, the case was that Diana always had the need to make sure that what she was doing of value was very visible to other people. So she would have... Diana is smart. She is a smart girl. No doubt about it. I don't agree with those who say that she's not intelligent. She's very smart. Her only flaw, I think, was strategically. I think she believed that she needed to jump in and insert herself in places that she probably didn't. And there were a lot of times that, say, for example, Paul Tuttle knew to have a great idea and then step back, do what was needed, help out when asked to help out, and then stay out of the way at times. Lou and Diana weren't able or willing to do that. And they, when their biggest value might have been doing some of the grunt work, doing some of the less important, less visible work, they weren't as comfortable with doing that because I think maybe they thought if they weren't really visible, or if what we do is not, if I don't, play devil's advocate, or if I don't speak up, or if I don't do a whole bunch of this, that, or the other, I'm going to end up being fired.
This question was sent in for you. Who would you absolutely love to work with again, and who could you handle never seeing again?
Arsenio and I work so well together, and I'd love to look for opportunities to work with him in any avenue possible, and I think he feels the same way. We really just kind of play off each other very well. I don't know that I would say that there's anybody who I could handle never seeing again. I have a degree of affection for everyone.
And of course, all the celebs are playing for charity. Tell us one more time about your organization.
I play for the National Inclusion Project, which is actually an organization that I started after Idol. I was a special ed teacher before I did Idol, and a lot of the kids who I worked with during the day in classrooms would be restricted from going to summer camps or after-school programs because the staff at those programs might not have the training. They might not have the expertise. The staff of the programs might not have the resources to deal with the needs of a child with special needs. And so these kids couldn't get included. And the kids who I worked with knew they were being left out. they wanted to go to these places. Their parents wanted to be able to send them to these places so they had that socialization and so on and so forth. And so this organization that I work with now, the National Inclusion Project, we train programs to be able to be inclusive for all children, and we provide resources to them. We partner with them. We have curriculum. We have games manuals that are inclusive for all kids so that we can hopefully have as many possible environments where children of all ability levels can play together.
Is there a website, any way we can find more information?
Yeah, there is, absolutely. Inclusionproject.org is the website, and there's lots of information on there about what we do, the different programs that we run, how you can get a summer camp or after-school program, soccer program, any type of extracurricular program involved with us and help make them inclusive. And there are resources there for parents of kids with disabilities who are looking for inclusive programs for their kids.
So I've got to ask then, what are you working on now? What can we expect from Clay Aiken in the next 6 months, the next year?
Well, we are. This has sort of been what the world has revolved around for me for a while now. Do want to go back on the road and perform some more. So that'll probably be the thing that we work on next as far as putting together. Those things are sort of long-form projects, and they take a while to. You plan it 6-7 months in advance. That could be later into the holiday season. And so in between now and then, we'll be working on a few different projects, a TV thing here and there, and a few things, but the goal is to get back on the road and sing some.
Well, we're going to be watching the Celebrity Apprentice finale Sunday night on NBC. Clay, remember, tell everybody they've got to vote, right? I mean, that's the only way.
Please do. Please do. I needed it last time. I needed it this time.
I know, and I'm going to get Seacrest to vote, too, because I think that he's got a cell phone that he could absolutely call in.
Anybody. Call them all.
Call and vote. All right, thank you so much, Clay Aiken, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Today's best music with Jeremy Bradley.